in this game. You know, you've kind of been talking a lot of the pros. So have I. What do you feel like the right pace for this game is? As we see the Shiva actually go here early from Perplex. So going to change things up a little bit. Fizzerp's going to be able to protect the MR6. So see a little bit of a different go in the Banner Protect this time. Different. I believe they're doing this again because Perplex actually didn't even get a chance to cast his Banner Protect vote. So obviously you have to do the whole thing again.
He was a little bit quicker on banning out that Shiva this time around, but Rapid Fire, High Caliber, they go. I think we still see Overdrive go. It's actually going to be Kinetic Armor this time around from Fears.
Very interesting. I wouldn't be shocked to see Overdrive go as well.
I think, you know, when you're on offense, you just pop that Overdrive, you kind of ledge slide out of your hut, you do the wall run through the waterfall, and you could already attack that B-bomb site with an AR looking over you from the bridge. I think that's really the go-to play here.
I've seen FaZe do that a numerous amount of times with Zuma hitting that Overdrive. And if Overdrive goes, do we see, obviously we see probably both Psychosis and Vision Pulse. Do you see the SVG go? Don't really know any notable snipers in this game, to be quite honest. Nobody that really stands out as like a sniper you need to worry about to get rid of the SVG. Now, we got one more Banner Protect vote going down now. It's going to be Felony. He's going to get rid of frag grenades. So usually we see Sentexes go, but this time the frags leave the game, and we're going to see Perplex pick first. He's going to go with Heat Wave. You're going to have Overdrive being taken by Fizzerp. So Overdrive makes it in this time. Very interesting. Maybe they were just kind of going through those bans at the end just to kind of get them done. But see Method's going to go Overdrive for CLG. Active Camo from Legal. So you expect BL Fire and Felony to kind of, one of them's definitely going to take Camo, you think.
And there's going to be Vision Pulse from Fears.
Yep. Do you see Vision Pulse or Psychosis? Actually, it's going to be Vision Pulse from BL Fire. And then I expect you're going to have Felony running Camo, and then, Heat Wave from Lacefield. Yep, pretty standard Banner Protect right there. Don't think we're going to see anything different.
So talking a bit about that frag grenade ban at the end there, I think normally in kind of like the respawns we see Semtex a bit more, but in Search and Destroy, I think players prefer the frag grenade a bit more over the Semtex, just because you could throw them a little bit further, and you could kind of set up, you know, maybe some nade spots. I know back in Black Ops 1, where really in any game, Fizzerp loves his nade spots, man.
Yeah, and you're able to cook them a little bit. So obviously if a guy's on the bomb, you're able to just kind of like get it to that 3 and then just throw it right away, and you're able to take the guy out pretty easy. And I feel like flak is something we don't see too often in Search and Destroy either.
Players are greedy, man. They want to be running Overclock and Afterburner. Like, that's why I love kind of talking a bit about, you know, what if you ban Perk 1 Greed? What if you ban Perk 3 Greed? I think those are definitely bans that could really change the pace of the game.
So I think we'll start seeing that stuff more towards the stage finals.
Yeah.
I think people are definitely kind of saving some of those strategies going towards that event. It's only like, what?
It's coming up soon.
4 weeks now? It's kind of crazy. It's actually coming pretty quick. We're in week
7.
Yeah. So we'll definitely start to see, I think, some different stuff like that. Because you're able to ban Perk 1 Greed. Like, then it makes the decision, like, oh, you know, flak, Afterburner, like, which one? You get rid of one, it obviously makes it a lot harder. Perk 3 Greed,
especially in Search and Destroy.
Perk 3 Greed, I think, in S&D will be the one that'll kind of really make a difference down the line. Because then obviously,
what do you use? Do you use Tac Mask or Blast Suppressor or Dead Silence? I think a team like Complexity could really play around with their opponents with that, because they love to just protect the concussion.
Is sound that important in this game, as opposed to previous ones? Yeah.
It is, especially when it comes down to like a 2-on-2, a 1-on-1. Like, so you absolutely want that.
I think you would want classes that are kind of mixed between Blast Suppressor and Dead Silence, because if you're going to do some fast like pushes, like if you're going to push like the B side or the A side on this one, I don't know if Dead Silence is a must, because you're either going to
not even Blast Suppressor either.
You're going to win the engagements and win the round, or you're going to just get mowed down and it's going to be it. So I feel like you don't exactly need like a Dead Silence for a push like that. I definitely think you want like Blast Pressure, though, if you're going to be like coming out of water and going up on the wall runs and things like that. Now, the game getting loaded up now. It's going to be a Hunted Search and Destroy game number 2 between H2K and CLG. CLG takes map number 1, and
a big win in map 1.
Oh, huge!
Wasn't
win
even
in
close.
No, it was the opposite of close. 6 rounds to win it. Teams are going to switch sides at the end of each round. It's 5 seconds to plant the bomb, 7.5 to defuse, and obviously Search and Destroy. No respawn. You die for the round. You
get 1 life.
Yeah, 1 life. It's the most intense game mode, I think, to obviously watch.
So going back to our conversation, you actually got Felony. Overkill makes it through. He's going to be using the Locust with the Varric scope. BL Fire is going to choose to use Blast Suppressor, Dead Silence. Methods, same pick. Same pick as well from Perplex. But I got to switch back over to Felony. What can he get done with the sniper rifle as he spots one middle map early on?
And he's actually going to be running the Varric scope, not the thermal on the Locust. Is that something that, you know, you've seen other players do?
Yeah.
I usually see players run the thermal on their sniper rifles
the thermal
all the time,
makes it through. I think the thermal makes the snipers a whole lot more better, especially if you're using something like a smoke grenade to give you some cover as he misses yet another shot. But Perplexed is able to find another kill as CLG. They're going to open up things pretty strong here over near the B. Bomb site kills already made. Felony now push up the middle map. He gets cleaned up by Fears.
Not
Perplexed
a fan of that
here.
push.
Yeah, you always got to play for the trade, I think, as BL Fire. Fortunately, he wins that fight against Fizzer. Will be a late rotation towards the A bomb site. But speaking a bit about Felony's push, I thought Perplex was going to follow it up, but he just decided to rotate over.
Yeah, you got to know an AR player is playing in that position. You see Perplex trying to turn on Fears there. Fears picking up 2 this round. Did he get by? No, actually, it's going to be BL Fire. He'll take him out. Both those players were stacked,
yeah,
though. I mean,
I was a little scared. I was like, this could be a collateral for Fears.
I tell you what, Fears got behind that truck, and there's a player directly behind BL Fire. They are just stacked up here. Some fantastic shots out of BL Fire to close this one out. That is a fastest kill you will ever see with an M8.
Fears was already weak.
Yeah, he was already weak, but it's going to be CLG taking round number 1. What does H2K like to do here on offense? Change things up. And we're actually going to see Fizzer. We can go on with him. He's going to be running an XR2 with thermal, so that's something that we don't see too often.
This looks like a completely different gun with the thermal sight on.
You know what's interesting is we don't see like many ARs with thermal. I feel like we saw that a lot in previous
even LMG
games.
Thermals
even LMG thermals, and now you're going to see Fizzer with that thermal sight. There's a player probably with cold-blooded sitting on the bomb, and actually Fizzer's going to get some lines of sight on this one player by B. He's not going to be able to take him out right away. Pushes up with the MR6, able to take Methods out. Very nice push out of H2K. It's going to be Felony, the last one alive. He's going to get cut down for a second there. I thought he was going to be able to stay alive.
He killed Fizzerp and he stopped shooting. I think that's what happened, but love the creativity from Fizzerp here, man.
Interesting. Thermal quick draw stock. Don't see this too often. And you see Fizzerp able to knock down these shots. Felony definitely thought he had killed him.
Yeah.
Because he stopped shooting and then just kind of jumped into the water area.
That happens to me so many times. I'm just like, okay, you're dead.
I tell you what, though. He kills Fizzerp there on the bomb. That's a round that he's probably able to clutch. He knows exactly where the bomb is, and then Fear's pretty far away.
Yeah, definitely a manageable situation for Felony right there. Unfortunately, just didn't finish the kill. Moving over to Methods. He's going to be the bomb carry for his team, as we've yet to really seen any very fast B hits yet so far in this game. It's going to be Fizzerp kind of defending over near the B bomb site for H2K. Well, Felony, once again, he's going to be scoping that middle map. Does find one, but he might get traded out here, and he will. It's going to be Fears helping out his teammate BL Fire. Not close enough for the trade, as once again, CLG, it's going to be Perplexed, who's able to respond, but not playing for the trades is clearly what we see from CLG.
Yeah, and Method's trying to push up towards B, and Fizzerp actually smokes it out, and he's going to push up a little bit with that thermal again. And you know, talk a little bit about Felony's mid pushes. I think they would work if he had a teammate there to back it up and trade those kills effectively, but he just kind of pushes up into the mid, and there's nobody there. Nobody there helping well. I'm not a fan of that.
You know, yes, you do want to take some risks, but that's just an unnecessary risk to take. You always want a teammate close enough to kind of help you out if you need some help, but far enough away where it's just not an easy two-piece for the other team. But nobody kind of close from CLG in that situation. Perplexed, that's the kind of one critique I've seen from him in his gameplay. Sometimes he gets overly aggressive like that, as it's going to be CLG getting the bomb down here at the B site.
And they got a good setup, though. It's going to be BL Fire watching the back. Method's going to be watching that front cave area. They're actually going to go right into the line of fire. Methods here, the guys on H2K. You see all three players pushing. They're able to take Methods out pretty easy. BL Fire gets one. Not able to win the second fight. Fears goes big right there. Going to be able to defuse the bomb. That is one that, albeit, you know, Fears wins the gunfight. That one looked too close.
Yeah, but then again, that's how you play for trades, man. Yeah. H2K showing CLG how it's done. They all push him from the same angle. Was getting a little bit scary as they kind of lined up for Methods here, but you got Fears kind of looking over his teammates. One kill gets traded out. Fears is here to trade the second. BL Fire almost picking up that kill. It was definitely a close engagement there, but H2K hang on. They take their second round, and they take the lead here on Search and Destroy Hunted.
Go on board with the offensive team going into this next round will be H2K. What do you expect them to do here?
Kind of changes it up, man. Like, look how different his class looks.
Unpredictable, I like it.
Yeah. Very versatile.
Yes, versatile. That is exactly the word you would use to describe Fizzerp. And this looks like could potentially be a pretty fast hit on B. Ooh. There's one player directly under Lace Field. I don't think they actually have any idea that player's in the water. And
look, this is fine for Perplex because he's being aggressive. Because he's got Methods right here to give him some help.
And even if Methods dies, or Methods can just fire off a few shots, and if that player challenges, Perplex can just jump up right out of the water, trade that one out. And such a great spot, the one that Perplex is playing in. Because look at Methods. He can actually just put down some shots and then get away. And if players are just going to kind of stand there, yeah, Perplex can just jump up and finish these players off. But I don't believe they know that one player is actually just crawling up onto the bridge. Who is this directly around the corner from Perplex? They have no idea he's there. Method's able to win one. He's able to save Perplex's life, win another. BL Fire in the kill feed as well. It's going to be a CLG round win. I don't think they expected it to go that way.
Nah.
But it was a very nice setup.
I was expecting Perplex to get those kills, but Methods, they kind of line up for him. He's able to pick up both kills, gets his third kill of the round right here. Really good round from CLG, and Methods, he's got his overdrive. You think he's going to use it here in this upcoming offensive round?
Well, on the offensive side of things, I believe, you know, when you get overdrive, you probably elect to go over towards A. You're going to want to pull out a sub and probably try and hit that right away.
He's got a sub, and he's got afterburner.
Yeah, let's see. He's going to go with overdrive, and it's actually going to
boost to B.
Over towards B. You think that's what he's going to like to do?
Yeah, and H2K, they're kind of setting up pretty well for this. He's just going to go ahead and ledge boost here. Is there anybody following up for CLG? As here comes Method, he's going to come around towards the B side, does find one. First, well, not first blood, second blood in the round, as Fizzurp was able to take out BL Fire. He does get traded out.
Once they trade Fizzurp, do you think he just tries to get the bomb down?
He needs to get out of here. Yeah. Where is his teammates?
He has no teammates whatsoever. I don't think Legal actually, you know...
I'm going to call Legal up right now, say, hey, Methods is the only one here. Like, if he kills Methods, he could go right for the
just go get on bomb. But, well, it's actually a reasonably smart play from CLG, because if you are H2K, why would you ever expect that they would get the bomb down at B with only one person over on that side of the map?
You wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. Smart play. Well, it ends up working out for CLG. H2K gets on the bomb. Probably doesn't work out well for CLG, but CLG with a pretty nice flank end up winning the round.
You know, that is a good risk from CLG, I think. It pays out in the end. Who was it at the end there? Lacefield almost was able to sniff it out as he turned around for a split second. Didn't spot anybody, though. And that kind of moment's hesitation of him just turning back around, putting his focus back over towards the bomb site was a difference between H2K maybe being able to close out that round. But Fizzurp, he's going back to his old trusty thermal XR2. Smokes leading in towards that B bomb site as he got Perplexed once again, set up below them inside the water.
Fizzurp still going with this thermal XR2 class.
I like it.
Yeah, I do too, but
I like the idea at least.
I feel like the entire push of H2K is kind of determining on what he can do with that over at B. And look at CLG. I mean, they just don't come out and challenge it, and they were able to win 2 gunfights off the start. And now it's going to force the guys on H2K like all the way back into their spawn. This is not the way you want to play Search and Destroy.
Yeah, and Perplex just pushed up a little bit inside that B cave. You saw it on the minimap, and he got so much information. As he peeked out, he saw nobody from H2K near that side of the map. So that's going to prompt BL Fire to just rotate all the way back. They spotted H2K, and now CLG can reposition accordingly. Time starting to wind down, less than 30 seconds remaining in the round, and they still need to find a way to plant the bomb. Clearly, they have to commit over towards the A bomb site. I don't think there's enough time to move over towards B, as now Lacefield and Fears, they're going to make their move, but still no kill made. With 15 seconds now, it's looking grim for these guys.
Yeah, just H2K taking way too much time. You see Lacefield putting down some nice shots on BL Fire, able to take him out. Methods trades it pretty quick. It's going to be CLG getting to a 4-2 round advantage, and I think it really just comes down to their opening break, right? They rely so much on Fizzurp to get that opening pick over at B with the, you know, the smoke and the XR2 class that if CLG just doesn't challenge it, they win the round.
That, along with really no presence over near the middle of the map. I mean, I think it was BL Fire who pushed up all the way towards their side stairs to open things up with first blood on the Fizzurp. So nobody kind of watching that aggressive push from H2K. You know, a lot of holes in the setup from H2K. CLG, they've been able to exploit it for so many rounds now.
Yeah, and you're going to see CLG go on offense. They're going to actually fight one over by Hut, and they're actually going to...
man, he's already here.
Felony, again, though, challenging Fears in the middle of the map. Wasn't able to win it, and you're going to see Perplexed able to get one. Spots the second player. Fears able to win that gunfight. Fears working on an ace here as Methods is able to take out Lacefield. Fears directly across him. It's actually a 2-on-1.
He sees a shadow.
Yeah, this is one that, you know, Methods could potentially end up clutching up, and it's going to be Fears just jumps to get a look. He's actually going to jump out the window, almost able to win that gunfight versus Fizzurp. Tell you what, he wins that gunfight. He's able to get into water, potentially could get away.
And Fears would have no idea where Methods goes after that. Could go to the A-bomb site, could jump out waterfall, wrap back around. I mean, a lot of different ways Methods could go, but fortunately for Fizzurp, he's able to close out here with the MR6. And the MR6 having a huge impact on this game. Fizzurp choosing to use that a lot to pick up some crucial kills in the round. And Fizzurp, he's got his overdrive now. Does he choose to use it here? Yes, he does.
He's going to be pushing pretty hard over towards this B bomb site, and would expect this to be a much different look than usual. It's actually going to be Fizzurp going for that ledge boost out of window, going over towards the bomb site. He actually jumps right over
rough.
the HC. He's able to take Methods out. Very nice play there by Fizzer. Methods has to be heated.
Oh, and Lacefield doesn't pick up the kill onto Perplex, so there's an opening for CLG. Yes, that is a bit of an unfortunate play from Methods, but Fizzer with that flak jacket kind of safe for the moment's time. As Fears will use his vision pulse, so you get some good information on where some of the CLG players could be located. The bomb does get planted. HCXD now acquired from Fears. 3-on-3 situation. It's going to be up to CLG to break.
Yeah, and you're going to see Perplex pick up 2 there. 1 more to be cleaned up for CLG.
Big heat wave.
Yeah, fantastic use of heat wave. And we talk about all these other specialists, you know, kinetic, camo, you know, we see those go a lot. Overdrive go as well. How powerful, though, is heat wave? I feel like every time we see those other specialists go, it's like heat wave still makes it through, and heat wave is still the one that makes those monster plays.
I mean, I'm thinking down to like even something like a one-on-one situation. What better specialist would you want other than heat wave?
Now, I would actually probably argue you'd like kinetic or camo.
I mean, but if you get hit by that heat wave, I mean, can't really
you pretty
do much.
much win the gunfight.
Yeah.
You pretty much win the gunfight. But at the same time, you have to time it pretty well, right? Like,
and you also got to make sure, you know, in that situation right there, if he would have got his teammates with that heat wave.
Yeah, if you have like a general idea of where the player is, I think you would probably want kinetic or camo. But I feel like if you are, yeah, I can agree with that. If you're just in a general one-on-one, you have no idea or knowledge of where the other player is, could definitely want heat wave. And you see Felony try and pushes up with camo. He's about 0 for 10 challenging that in the middle of the map.
He even had camo there. He had the element of surprise.
You know, it's like a lot easier to say as a caster, but when it doesn't work, like for the 3rd or 4th time on the offensive side, like just don't go to it again.
I'm done pushing this side of the map.
Like, I am done challenging this fight in the middle. I'm not going to win it. What? It's going to be H2K getting that first blood. Fears.
Perplexed is always on the flank.
Yeah, and he is making some
good
meaningful flanks. Yeah, he's going to pick up 1. Well, that actually pins those players in Hutton over at B, so that kind of gives CLG some more map control here. It's going to be Fire, jumps up, picks up 1, not able to finish off the second. Both those players actually were stuck in the doorway.
That's the bomb, though.
But that is the bomb. Definitely don't want the bomb down in that position, but I don't think H2K has any idea that the bomb's down over on bridge.
No, but I do like that H2K, you know, they're sticking together. You know, making sure that they're able to play a 2-on-2, maybe a 2-on-1 at any engagement they're going to get. Methods picks up the bomb. We will be able to start planning over here at the A bomb site, but H2K, they've just checked B, so they will have a little bit of a head start here in covering some ground over towards the other bomb site.
Yeah, and Lacefield and Fizzer both have SMGs. I believe Perplex with an M8, and then you have Methods with an M8 as well, so definitely put them into play. As you see Fizzer trying to put down some long-range shots. You're Perplexed, you just got to run. You see Lacefield's on the hunt as well. He's barely going to get away over towards
Methods knows exactly what's going on. He's going on the flank. He's looking to make a round-winning play right here as Lacefield can't finish the kill. It's going to be Fizzer trying to trade it out. He can't do it either as CLG, they close out map number 2, 6-3 here on Hunted, Search and Destroy.
And you talk about big plays. Perplexed here at the end. Just look at the movement. Able to take on 1 with the RK5. Jumps up, finishes off Fizzer with the M8, helping CLG get up to a 2-0 map advantage in this series. We talked about the stuff that guy can do in S&D, and you showed it right there. I mean, just fantastic. Even if he doesn't pick up the kills, just to stay alive that long and give Methods the time to come all the way on that flank, just a huge individual play by Perplex.
Yeah, big plays coming from Perplex, just kind of toying with his food before he eats it. And like you were saying, Methods, he was coming around the flank. I mean, H2K, they probably have no idea that's going on. And I think really the surprise for me is H2K, they lose a Search and Destroy.
Yeah. I didn't really expect that. You see Lacefield 2-9. That one definitely hurting that one. And you know, Felony goes 5-6. I feel like all of his deaths are just challenging that gunfight with Fears up the middle. Fears, I think, picks up like 9 kills that game. I feel like at least 3 or 4 of them are on Felony mid-map. Then what, he had like 3 during that one round. So it really, I feel like Fears was like he either took out everybody or just didn't really do much. We'll take a look at the scoreboard after this game, but man, the rest of the series does not look good for H2K.
Yeah, their backs are certainly against the wall here. We're going to be moving into evac uplink will be the next map. H2K, obviously, it's got to be a must-win for them, but I mean, the first respawn was awful. I mean, the 2-9 from Lacefield, obviously, but also the 10-5 from Perplexed. That you picked this guy up to help out in the Search and Destroy games. You're just talking, you know, how good he was in Advanced Warfare in this game mode, and he's showing it here. Also, 8-5 for Methods with 4 bomb plants.
Yeah, some fantastic stuff on the side of CLG. I feel like H2K, you know, they had some nice pushes, some nice strats, you know, with obviously having the XR2 with the thermal and stuff like that. But
creative.
When it didn't work, they really seemed like they had nothing else to fall back on.
Yeah, I can certainly agree with that. I mean, I didn't really see them kind of set up a push over towards the A bomb site. You know, like every single offensive round, they either went fast over towards B with overdrive, or they took it really slow. And CLG, they had complete control of the pace of that search and destroy, I think, from the get-go.
Without a doubt. And I think if you're just watching at home and you want to get better in S&D, I think that's one of the hardest things is when you have a strat and it just kind of, I don't want to say it shuts down, but it's just not working at the start of the game. How you do those mid-round adjustments is really huge.
That's really why we play, you know, first to 6 rounds here. You know, back in the day, we used to only play 4, and then we were kind of like, well, it'd be nice to have a little bit more so that there is a bit more adaptation and kind of adjusting to what the other team is throwing at you. So, I mean, that's just one of the things you learn as you play more search and destroy.
I'm even saying how difficult it is, like, mid-round.
Yeah. Mid-round is tough. And, like, if a team kind of does, like, an all-in play, it's going to be playing in the back of your mind for all the future rounds, and it's going to affect how you play, you know, the rest of your defensive or offensive rounds, depending on what the team does.
Yeah. We have some more friendly Twitter mentions as well. This one from Impact Limited. He says H2K, Luminosity, TSM. So he puts TSM in the same spot. More people are favoring H2K over Luminosity. I don't know if this performance is one that you're watching
They're not
actively.
looking good tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we asked you guys at the beginning, you know, rank the teams all tied with a 5-7 record. H2K, Luminosity, TSM. Then obviously use hashtag CWLPS4 to share those thoughts with us. But I know this one, obviously, you know, you guys keep saying H2K over LG. Watch the series.
Yeah, I mean, CLG, this would be a huge win for them to kind of start out Week 7. And you think back to their Week 6, they could have realistically had a 2-0 Week 6. So CLG.
Well, they play Elevate tomorrow.
Ooh.
Which that one, like, Elevate is definitely, like, the better team than CLG at this moment in time. Not to, like, kind of, like, discredit CLG. It's just kind of, like, Elevate's been stronger. But is that one that I would say CLG stands no chance to win it? No.
Oh,
I think CLG definitely has a chance to win that.
I feel like CLG's a team kind of like DT where they always have a chance. But they, you know, when it comes to like closing out games and coming up clutch, they just never find a way to do it.
DT just doesn't want to see those game 5s. That's why you pick up the bald eagle, kind of close those one out early, and see fears he's going to get rid of Afterburner here. So obviously evac, Afterburner, one of the more popular perk ones. Tell us why, Revan.
Well, I mean, just because wall running, man. Yeah, you could also cover so much ground just chaining slides after another, but on a map like evac, you could just wall run wherever you want. So banning out Afterburner here really limits the effectiveness of wall running. Overdrive, of course, gets banned out, but, you know, if you're a team like Complexity, they like to ban Blast Suppressor here as well.
Yeah, we've seen them do that on Search and Destroy a lot, and we've seen them do it more in respawns now, and I think it's definitely because, obviously, like you were talking about, you know, on evac especially, you're able to use the wall running in multiple ways that you can't do it on some maps. Like you can use, you know, when you're trying to go in for an uplink score or throw, you can go on the back side of the wall runs, you can go on the front side, you can go low. Afterburner is such a vital perk on this map. And what do you expect to see out of the Specialist Draft? Overdrive, the only one we saw action with at the beginning. Overclocking
Kinetic
as well.
armor.
Kinetic, camo.
E-wave, maybe camo and a scythe.
I tell you what, camo is extremely powerful on uplink.
Oh, for
I feel
sure.
like it's very underrated in uplink.
Because not only do you get the armor from the drone, they can't see you, and you have no auto aim on them.
That's the thing. It throws off the auto aim a little bit. So when you pop that camo and the player has the drone in the opposing team, you're trying to kind of figure where that guy is in the middle of the air. It is extremely difficult, especially when you have other players firing at you. I don't want to say it's like a guaranteed 2-point play, but if you have like some teammates there putting down some shots, it's a lot easier than normal.
Yeah. So it's going to be an Annihilator pickup as well as a Scythe from the guys over on H2K. So they're going for 2 weapons here while CLG only goes for 1.
So they're going to miss out on a Kinetic.
That's big.
What's your opinion on that? What's your opinion on that? You get
I think because Overclock makes it through, I think that's why they go for 2 weapons. But on the other side of things, they're going to be earning more kinetic armors as well.
Well, we see Fears go with Annihilator often. That doesn't shock me at all. It's just the fact that we see Fizzurp go Scythe over Kinetic. Kinetic is one that we almost see banned in games like this. I feel like if it's in, it's something you need. I don't think Kinetic is one where it's like a toss-up, like, oh, do I go Kinetic or like Psychosis? I don't think there's really like a...
There's no discussion there. You go for Kinetic.
Yeah, I don't think it's a discussion. I mean, maybe they want to get some more firepower, I guess. They felt like they got outslayed on the first map. Maybe they need a Scythe to pick up some more kills. I mean, maybe that's kind of the logic there, but especially Kinetic in an uplink, you get the drone, you pop your Kinetic.
The armor stacks.
The armor stacks, you're able to stay alive a little bit longer. You know, you need to win 1 or 2 big gunfights over by the drone. You're able to pop kinetic. But I guess, you know, just thinking about the angles that you would fight from on this map, when you are on that top hut over on that drone side, pretty much the only thing that's shown is your head. I guess kinetic wouldn't be too useful there to kind of pick up kills to kind of protect the drone. If you're not going to be playing down in that room, you know, the kinetic's not going to be too powerful. I guess the kinetic use if you're going to be running the drone. Maybe you can see the logic there.
I mean, I think the logic behind this pick is Fizzerp, he's not going to touch the drone at all, because when you have the scythe in your hands, and you're putting pressure onto the enemy team spawn, that's really the one specialist weapon you want. You know, when you're pushing kind of when you're trying to escort your teammate, you know, you're pushing over towards like the helipad side, for instance. You set up over near that one kind of tree plant, and you put pressure as they're trying to exit out from the kitchen. On the other side of the map, you kind of set up over near, you know, front AC and cut them off as they're coming back from the vents. So I think the scythe, it's got to be used in that type of scenario. But kinetic armor is just so good.
Where's my Tempest, man? You're able to hit those people off spawn. You're able to pick up 1, 2 kills pretty easy.
Tempest is great.
I saw Clay practicing with Tempest the other night.
I was actually using the Tempest a little bit.
Would not be shocked to see it in the FaZe Luminosity series later. But game loading up now. It's going to be evac uplink. You think this is the end? Is this the end for H2K?
It's not looking good for them. I can tell you that. It is a respawn game mode.
I agree with you.
I think CLG close it out here.
Yeah, I tell you what, CLG doesn't close it out here. It goes to a fringe CTF.
Right,
Definitely one.
I'll tell you, if it goes to game 5, CLG don't win.
Oh, I would. I don't own a house, but if I owned a house, I would bet my house that CLG does not win a game 5. They've been pretty poor in those all stage long. Uplink is going to have an unlimited score limit. 5 minutes are going to be in each half. So a 10-minute overall game. Team's going to switch sides at halftime, get a fair shot from both sides. Then a 5-second respawn delay. So you're going to want to pick up 1, 2, 3 kills, then move up the map, and then obviously kill those players off spawn and try and get those points.
He's actually going for the Man of War here as well.
We haven't seen a lot of players go towards the Man of War on I don't want to say
it's a great assault rifle.
The smaller maps, but you can see just the amount of damage it does. It's just crippling to an opponent. You're going to see 3 players dead there for CLG at the beginning. It's going to be Fizzerp with drone in hand. May try and just force this one up the gut, try and get 1.
Yeah, as he makes his way over towards top mid, could get the 1-point toss, but he's unable to do so. It's going to be Lacey Hill trying to follow it up, but perplexed. He picks up the drone, and he's running this far away.
So this is what we were talking about, why you want Afterburner on this one, and why so much action done with it towards the beginning of the game. You want to try and hit these outer wall runs. You see how hard it is to do without it. He's able to get the 1-point play. Stays on the map somehow.
And Fizzerp falls off.
Oh, where is he trying to go? No way! Oh, stay on with Perplexed. I don't care if anything's going on. An unbelievable wall run. Stay alive, but he's finally taken out. But I did not expect him to last that long. That is something that way too like nothing happened there, but that is just way too exciting to watch.
Yeah, Lacey or Perplexed definitely making some plays happen at CLG. They put up the first point on the board. But talking a bit about Fizzerp, man, using this Man of War, I think that goes hand in hand with why he chose to use the site.
Get a little bit aggressive with the AR play, trying to make something happen, towards the other team spawn.
Yeah, that and. What you were talking about, they really got out slaying that first respawn. Fizzerp kind of think, okay, guys, we need to go to a 2 AR setup. We need some help with the kills, some slaying, take some pressure off of Fears. So I'm going to take out a Man of War. I'll also have a sight to fall back on.
And, something we've actually seen some players talk about in other games, I don't actually believe in it. I just want to get your opinion on it. When you have a game where, let's say, this map, you want 2 ARs, 2 SMGs, you see the toss goes in from BL Fire, but, players saying, I can run any gun. It doesn't matter what our team is split at. 3 SMGs, 1 AR, 2 and 2. It doesn't matter. I firmly believe that there are some maps you want a set split, no matter what. Like, let's say if somebody's playing bad with an AR, like, you still need 2 ARs on a map like this. What is your feeling? Because I feel like just players play differently with an AR in their hands than an SMG. Oh, yeah,
for sure. I mean, there's completely different paces that you play it with both kind of guns, as legally he uses camo, puts in the dunk right there, but as 3 go down from CLG, it's looking really good from H2K. Going back to your point, I completely agree with you there. I mean, you look at Pac-Man primarily like an SMG player, but he's not afraid to take out the assault rifle at times. A player like Pac certainly feels comfortable, maybe running both kind of different weapons. But yeah, of course, it completely changes kind of the pace and kind of the team dynamic and how you guys are going to play a map.
Oh, and you're going to see a big gunfight go down there between Perplexed and Lacefield. It's going to open up the right-hand side of the map as Felony goes in, able to get a 1-point play.
If he missed that, I would have been very disappointed.
So would I. I mean, he gets his bat as close as possible to that uplink goal, and it's going to be H2K, so still with a 1-point lead. If you are CLG, how do you feel though? You know, about 2 minutes left.
You feel great. You feel great right now because you have BL-Fire and Methods. They combined for now 4 kills. Yeah. So the fact that it's only 1 point difference, that's great for CLG.
It's about as bad of a start as you can have from those 2 players. So you have BL-Fire starting things off at 1-8. Riven, it's the guy we talked about. You know, who's putting up big numbers in the hard points. They definitely need him to come up big in this one. And for the game to be that close with him playing that poorly, that does look good for CLG going into the second half.
And Perplex, a player that we normally don't see kind of have the most kills for his team when it comes down to the respawns. He's at 11-9, trying to do everything he can to keep his team in the game. But right now, CLG, they're just trying to slow things down.
And is there a side of the map that you would favor?
I think both sides really have a good opportunity. About even? I'd say maybe the side that H2K is on is slightly more preferred.
We're going to see an active camo come in as he's trying to hit wall run. The heat wave comes in at a perfect timing, though. The drone going to fall down, going to get reset.
All right, so it's going to be Perplex trying to push forward, switching over to Legal. Never mind, he's dead. Back over to Fizzard. Still has this Man of War, but he hasn't been using Overclock as well, so he's not going to be earning that site nearly as quickly as he could be with something like Overclock, but he's choosing to use Flak Jacket, a little bit of a safer pick. As it stands right now, 40 seconds remaining now in the first side. H2K still hold the lead, but it's only by 1 point as Fierce's starting to do some damage, but players starting to drop from CLG. It was 3 down momentarily. Legal now has another camo to play with here.
Yeah, and do you think he uses it here at the end?
If he gets close enough.
I think you personally would. You're going to get it again in the second half. He gets cut down before he can make it close. It's actually going to be 3 dead for H2K. The drone going to be in the hands of CLG. Sees 2 big kills there by Lacefield. Going to try and go up that mid stairs, pick up another one. It's Perplex able to win that gunfight, though. Doesn't look like we're going to see, well, you know, we could potentially see more scoring here. As you're going to see CLG with the drone.
They could definitely do
left. They're going to go for this mid throw, and you know, Felony with Kinetic, they actually try and force this one up, and he takes a lot of time lining up that shot, not able to connect with it. Good stronghold there by H2K at the end as they're going to take a 1 point lead going into the second half.
And those are actually some pretty big kills from Fizzard because he wasn't really kind of close to earning his scythe going into the next side, and we all know how important those specialist weapons are at the break going into halftime here. So he might have acquired it, or he's got to be significantly closer. I just want to flip over to Fizzard real quick. Does he have the scythe? No. So that's something that might hurt H2K here, because Fierce has his Annihilator. Maybe he brings it out here.
You know, the Annihilator at the start
not close as well, though.
No, he's not. But the Annihilator at the start of the game might be nice to just kind of, you know, get some control. You figure both teams going to play a little bit slow, stagnant over towards this drone side of the map. The Annihilator, you can get a little bit aggressive, able to take those players out one shot. It's going to be Methods getting drone. He's going to actually bring this one back towards that middle of the map. Not going to be able to win that gunfight as the drone going to go in the hands of BL-Fire. Now just going to be, you know, caught here, waiting for his teammates to potentially pick up some kills.
I think this has got to be a 1 point toss from CLG, but they're going to decide to press their luck, pushing forward. BL-Fire, he gets taken down top AC.
Yeah.
It was almost like a guaranteed toss. They could have thrown it over the corner of the building and tossed it in, but no points able to be scored from CLG as Methods trying to make a big play happen. Spots a drone carry, some sloppy shots, finishes the kill, but he's got one more player at least to get past. He gets taken down, 4 down momentarily for CLG as Perplex coming off the respawn. You also got Legal here with camo. He's going along the wall run. Let's see if he decides to pop it here. Fizzard's got the drone in his hands as Legal gets shut down, moving over to Fizzard.
And I tell you what, this would be a huge score for H2K. They actually have pretty much all of their weapons and abilities outside of Lacefield's Heat Wave. They have the Annihilator, they have a Scythe, and they had Camo, and they use none of them, but they don't get points out of this one. So thought that would have been one that they would have tried to at least use 1 or 2 of those in a combination to pick up some points, and they elect not to. But still, the pressure all on CLG as you see H2K just flooding into their base. It's going to be Legal going for a 1 point throw. Potentially could have gotten 2 there, Revan, but still going to be a 2 point lead for H2K.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, but decided just to go for the safer play. His camo was running low. CLG players kind of rotating back off of respawn, but now you got Perplexed. He has the drone in his hands. He also has Heat Wave to use here, so this is something that could definitely aid him in his score. As he goes for the 1 point toss, does he sink it? No, he does not. A little bit too far. It bounces off of the map, but you got Methods. He's in a decent position here to set up for the neutral drone and contest for position.
And I think if you can get BL-Fire to really just kind of, I don't want to say even heat up, just play a little bit better. I think this is one where you can see CLG kind of make this comeback. He's able to take one player around the corner.
It's still very manageable. It's only 2 point lead.
Yeah, and he's going to miss some shots there with the RK5. Had to reload, not able to take Lacefield out, but going to see CLG try and set up for this drone control yet again. Players, they are just putting down some shots on Felony. Lacefield's going to come out of the water, able to pick him up. See Fizzard working around the outside. He's going to get cut down as well. Lacefield with that Heat Wave, just trying to stay alive. Doesn't know where that player went. It's actually going to be BL-Fire winning that gunfight up top. So kills just being traded constantly around this drone. Riven, what do you want to see from one team to get control here?
I mean, H2K, they're doing a good job just coming up clutch and slowing down the push from CLG. CLG just need to pick up the pace. I feel like they had a good opportunity there to maybe fight a 2-on-1 onto Legal, who was kind of stuck near back glass, but instead of CLG pushing forward, they kind of fight him one, then one again after that. So 2 different one-on-one engagements. Legal wins them both, as now it's going to be H2K back on the offensive. They're going to have another opportunity to score as BLFire, he's forced to bring out the Scythe here. Yeah, and actually they're going to be the drone wrapped around back towards that middle of the map, so it's going to be Legal with it trying to get a throw off. It's going to get rejected by the roof. He's actually able to just run around the outside, pick up that 1, but 3 kills go in favor of CLG in the kill feed. There's one player actually that snuck by, though. It's going to be Fizzerp. Fizzerp has a chance to make a huge play. Turn around,
notice him and Fears both have not used their weapons. He should be able to pick up a few kills. He's going to get 1. You're going to see the drone not going to connect there, and actually it is going to connect. Sorry, it's going to be CLG getting a 1-point toss to connect, and that is okay if you're H2K. I mean, 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this one. Should be able to hold on. Fear still with this Annihilator. I don't know if we've seen him use it at all during this game.
So the thing is, like, because he's not deciding to use it, like, this could be time spent earning another one, maybe?
Yeah, that's kind of my idea behind it. You might as well use it knowing you're going to earn another one. Obviously not now, and that is actually a 4 dead for H2K. Fear's going to pop the Annihilator now, so you're going to need BLFire to pick up some big kills. Fears actually picks up 1 with the Annihilator in the back. You're going to see the drone being pushed over by AC. You're going to see a 1-point throw get in. Fear's not able to connect to the second one. You see Fizzerp, though, pop the Scythe. So now it's going to be CLG only down 1. You got to figure the guys on H2K have used all their weapons. You have the Annihilator that's been used. You have the Scythe that's been used. See Fear's picking up some big kills there in the kill feed. Not able to pick up the 3rd. It's going to be BLFire
and there's no one
actually
here
winning
from
that
H2K.
one.
This might be a dunk.
And this one could easily be a dunk, but he elects to go for 1. Obviously, a lot easier for us to tell with the X-ray, but BLFire starting to heat up in the back of the H2K base.
Just go for the toss. Go for the easy toss.
All he needs to do is toss it in. Elects to waste some time. Not going to go for the toss right away.
Felony?
The drone going to get in the hands of Felony. BLFire coming off the spawn, not going to be able to pick it up. The drone in the hands of H2K, though. This one could be a last-second throw. Could win the game. BLFire blows himself up with his HC.
He could get this off.
Fears actually has a chance to get it off, and it is wide left.
Oh,
as very wide left as it could possibly be. That is such a good, hard shot to knock down with that much pressure. He actually probably gets some tags from a teammate there to his left, but I feel like that is one, though, you got to knock down, Revan.
I mean, first, you have an opportunity for CLG to close it out, as I think it was Perplex, just didn't get that toss-off over the corner of the building.
Crazy closing to that end.
All right, so flip through these players. And because H2K, they waited so long to use their weapons, it's not going to be close for them to earning another one, as the guys from CLG, BLFire is around halfway. Kinetic Armor also available for Felony, but CLG, they have control of the drone early on. It's going to be 2 down for either team. Methods here trying to trade the kill. He picks up the drone. Going to choose to try and push us through middle map as Perplex unable to give him the help he needs. Going for the beatdown, and he's going to connect here onto Legal. Earning his way over towards that HCXD, but he could set up for a 1-point toss here over near Kitchen, but his teammates are just so far away. Good job by Methods, just forcing H2K to rotate on the other side of the map while his teammates set up for a different push.
Yeah, he just wants to get the guys on H2K moving, not just set up like statues in the spawn. It's going to be Fears able to pick up to Legal with 1 in the kill feed and make it Fizzerp finishing off the last player for CLG, as it's going to be H2K with the drone now moving up the map.
Okay, so they're going to be deciding to push us towards the vent side of the map. Just waiting for some opening kills is going to be Lacefield. He has an HC to use, but just kind of try to rotate back while his teammates try to establish some control as Methods finds Fears. Lacefield, he gets taken down, so that's going to be a drone on the bottom platform. Legal will go ahead, and he's going to wall run this all the way around. This is a very smart play from Legal.
He just juked Methods. Methods trying to chase him. He actually falls off the map. Legal not able to make a play with it, though.
But his teammates are set up over at the
wall run. Yeah, they're set up for the next drone. You're going to see Felony has to go big for CLG. You see Lacefield going to get off the 1-point throw. Going to connect. 1 minute and 23 on the clock. That is a lot of time, though, for CLG to potentially make something happen.
Yeah, I got to flip through to see if any specialist weapons are available. But Fears, he picks up 2 huge kills right here to give his teammate the cover he needs to get that 1-point toss in it. And that's exactly what CLG needed to do at the end of regulation. But now H2K, 1 minute, 23 seconds. All they need to do is hold on here. Fizzerp not close to the site. Almost 3/4 of the way towards the Annihilator. BLFire not close. Kinetic Armor burned. They do have a camo. Camo can be the saving grace for CLG here.
Oh, that would be a very big play by Methods. You see Fizzard picks up 2. Methods going to get 1. I think he just needs to stay alive here. Just slay around the drone. Doesn't need to push this. Yeah, somehow still alive. Felony picks up 1. Be nice if they had some kind of like AR
huge
support.
kills. 3 down.
Actually, Felony picks up 1 underneath, so it's going to be 3 down. Is it for H2K? And you're going to have Felony with the drone in hand coming over AC side. Yeah, no, they need to push directly in front of this. This should be an easy throw for Felony. Woo. And that is
35
CLG in 35 seconds. Able to toss that one in for a 1-point throw and win the series against H2K 3-0. So talk about a team that needed a win coming into this week. CLG, they need a lot of wins. They pick up a big one here against H2K.
Yeah, a huge start to week 7 for CLG as they closed out with this statement 3-0 over H2K. Certainly not something I expected coming to this match. H2K, they're looking on fire. Their search and destroy gameplay was looking impeccable, but it falls apart here. They lose that S&D 6-3, and then they lose this uplink in overtime.
Tell you what, usually we see CLG kind of the opposite, where they just don't clutch up.
Usually they're on the receiving end of the beatdown.
No, they're on the receiving end of losses like that, where they score in the first side of overtime, then things just kind of get chaotic. They go wrong in the second half. CLG comes up clutch this week. Something we haven't seen from them, I think, from week 1 through 6. We have not seen from them. They do here. They come up big, win this uplink in OT. What did you see out of H2K, though, that you didn't like? I mean, obviously there's a lot that went wrong, but what really kind of stood out to you?
I think just, obviously, their 1-point toss is a little bit iffy, especially at the end there. But I think when it comes down to kind of their specialist usage, I think that played a big part here. I mean, as we look at the scoreboard, slaying really wasn't an issue here.
No, Fizzurp went off this game, played much better than the first respawn, 31-27.
I mean, it's tough to say because H2K, for the most part, they played that uplink pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, what, Methods is +1 for the side of CLG.
Only player positive?
Only player positive. H2K, everybody goes positive or even.
And BLFire, he had a really rough start to that game, along with Methods. If you remember, throughout the first, 2 minutes, they combined for 2 kills combined.
Well, Methods really came alive. Obviously, he starts, I think he's 1-8 or something like that. Or BLFire was 1-8, sorry. And Methods was right there with them. Both their scores were pretty poor. And Methods able to bring it all the way back, +1. BLFire brings it back to a not even really a respectable score, but he has one spree that really makes a difference over on AC.
I completely agree with you there as we looking through some of these highlights here. Perplexed, he had a really good series as well. Consistently made good plays with the heat wave. Yeah, right here. This is the spree we're talking about.
Yeah, he was able to pick up 1 or 2 kills prior to that, then get the drone over on AC, throws it in for 1, then picks up another kill coming off the spawn. But I feel like they wasted a very good game by Fizzurp there in that uplink. We talked about his struggles in search and destroy.
Fears had a good game as well.
Fears had a good game as well. Those are the 2 players who really looked out for to have good games in uplink. And they do, and they just not able to win it. Guys, that's going to be it for our first series of the night. Coming up next, up the game.